not just about gay, it's about sexual gay. Everyone on the floats, if you've been watching, they've been all sexual and shimming and everything, and naked sailors and whatnot. So I think it's more about this sexualized culture, and it's almost kind of sexualizing young children. That's my take on it. I think it's a little too much. And why not celebrate gay without celebrating sexuality?
What's up, my people? This is your boy, Agree to Disagree. And as always, I got some good stuff coming your way. So apparently, the LGB don't want nothing to do with the TQ+. Now, when I saw this, I was like, oh man, I have got to talk about this. So let's go ahead and get right to it.
LGB has nothing to do with the TQ+. They need to be split up. They need to be their own groups, their own nonprofits, their own missions. All the progress that's been made to make everyone equal and gay acceptance, I feel like it's being washed away because of how radical the TQ+ side of things has become. The root word of sexuality is sex. There's male and there's female, and the main difference between the two is a penis and a vagina. That's it. The only reason someone's gay is because they like the same sex. The only reason someone's bisexual is because they like both sexes. The only reason someone's straight is because they only like the opposite sex. Penis, vagina, that's it. Full stop. That's what it means to be gay. That's what it means to be straight. That's what it means to be bisexual. And now you have the TQ+, which is all expression, being lumped into what it means to be gay, straight, or like at the end of the day, the trans, the non-binaries, the they, thems, all that, you still only like one or two or both things. And there's a real issue that's happening now regarding trans people and gays and lesbians. Because trans people are erasing what it means to be gay and to be a lesbian. Because I'm gay based off of sex. I'm gay because I'm a male that likes males. Lesbians are females who like females. Again, we're going back. This is like, I feel like I'm explaining such a simple concept, but for some reason it's gotten so misconstrued.
Sounds simple enough to me.
Root word sex, male, female, penis, vagina. Now we live in this world where we're saying trans women are women and trans men are men. Okay, let's pause here. If we're saying trans men are men and trans men, they're not just men. We're saying trans men because they're transitioning from one gender to another. A trans man is now a man. What does that make me? Because I don't want the body part that a trans man has. And that doesn't make me transphobic. I'm literally relying on science and the actual definition of what it means to be a gay man. I only like the male genitalia. So by telling me that I need to accept that someone who is trying to be another gender, they are that gender, they are that sex, no. That's literally erasing what it means to be gay. If you're telling people trans women are women, and at this point in age in 2023, to be trans doesn't even mean you need to have the surgery. You can just say you are trans and that's that.
Yep.
What does it mean for a lesbian, a biological woman, to go on a date with a trans woman? That you're telling me a trans woman is a woman. That lesbian does not want male genitalia. Like, it's making me feel crazy. Like, how the hell am I transphobic now by not wanting to be with a trans man? When the only reason I'm gay is because I like men. I don't get it, y'all. I'm confused. Ugh.
Man, you know it's bad when even the gays are confused by the trans ideology. And I'm gonna help you out, my brother. The reason you are confused is because the whole trans ideology is based in confusion. There's no real logic behind it. It's totally based on feelings. So yeah, we're all confused by it. Trust me, we are all confused, except for the few group of people who feel like feelings are more important than logic. Boy, This is too much.
I don't get it. I don't get this community at all. These people who are trans, I'm literally saying the word, they're trans. They're transitioning from one sex to another. Male, female, there's only two options. No matter how much surgery, how much they assimilate, at the end of the day, their sex will always be their sex. You can't tell me that someone with a whole vagina and uterus is a man just because they're saying they're a man and that's what they want to identify as. That's not how this works. That's not real. This is not real life. I don't understand why this is seen as hateful, but there will never be a situation where a trans man is a man. A trans woman is a woman. They are a trans woman. They are a trans man. And they should be recognized as that.
So my man brings up some very valid points. Now that we are living in a society where a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man just based upon how they feel, that just opens up a whole can of worms, because now we're in this place where we can't even define what a man is, and we can't even define what a woman is. So if a man and or a woman is whatever you decide it to be, then it's just this arbitrary thing. It doesn't really mean anything. And honestly, I think their ultimate goal is to eliminate gender altogether, because they believe there's no real difference between, men and women, and they're all equal. So what's the point of having these titles at all? But in reality, it does matter. It matters to know what a man is and what a woman is. Can you imagine, looking for a partner, wanting to start a family, and, realizing that, oh, I can't have children because my partner is a woman, but she's not a woman. Listen, there's a reason we have separate bathrooms for men and women. There's a reason we have a men's section for clothes and we have a woman's section for clothes. There's a reason that we have statistics for men and for women. It's because these things matter, and men and women are different. But if we eliminate what a woman is and we eliminate what a man is, then it creates a whole bunch of confusion, because if gender and sexuality is all just a spectrum, then he's right. What does it mean to be straight? What does it mean to be bi? What does it mean to be gay, right? Oh, I'm in love with a man, but what is a man? So that doesn't mean anything. Are you even a man? Can I even say that I am a man loving another man? Like, how do we know? You could be dating a man and then all of a sudden that man is now a woman. So everything is just up in the air now, and it doesn't mean anything. So I understand his concerns.
My next concern regarding the LGBTQ community is Pride Month.
It's not just about gay, it's about sexual gay. Everyone on the floats, if you've been watching, they've been all sexual and shimming and everything, and naked sailors and whatnot. So I think it's more about this sexualized culture, and it's almost kind of sexualizing young children. That's my take on it. I think it's a little too much. And why not celebrate gay without celebrating sexuality? There's people with their butt cheeks hanging out. I think it's a little inappropriate to bring your kids here, but they're all about it.
I don't think we need an entire month to celebrate who we have sex with. And if anything, this Pride Month has turned into a huge marketing month, because if these companies really stood for what they're saying and they really felt like gay lives matter and they felt the pride, maybe they would represent it in the countries where it matters most, the countries where gay people are killed.
I think he makes a good point, man. I feel the same way about Black History Month. It's just, an opportunity for all these corporations to act and pretend like they care about black people, and then once February is over, no one gives a shit no more. Come on, bro. What is the purpose? I don't understand it.
Maybe that'd be a thing, but no. In America, everything's rainbow. In the Middle East, everything's black and white. Why is that? Why aren't you making changes and initiatives in the countries that matter most? Why are you just using gay people for clout? All in all, like when it comes to the pride parades, it's just so unfortunate to see what could be a very cool event. But no, it's a who wears the least parade. Not to mention the amount of kids that are attending, which I find to be abhorrent. Like, that's just wild to me. When you have people dressed completely wild and there's kids around. Who allowed this?
That's
I don't think it's acceptable for a little 6-year-old to go to a pride parade and see all these drag queens and see people in Speedos and nipple tassels. Like, for what? What are we celebrating anymore? What is this? What is this? I genuinely just do not get it. My next concern is the over-sexualization and involvement of children.
Happy Pride, everybody!
Happy Pride!
Who here knows what gay pride means?
It means where, like, all the gay people, transgender, lesbian.
Like, what is the purpose of any of this? Like, why does someone need to go to a school or wherever this is at and teach kids about LGBTQ? Like, what is the purpose of this? Why? It's about sexuality. They haven't even hit puberty yet. What is the purpose? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Bisexual people gather up and celebrate.
That's absolutely right. It's a celebration of sexual diversity. I mean, everybody should aspire to grow up and be a gay icon.
That's what Pride Day is all about.
You're right. See you at Pride, everybody.
Why can't we just leave the kids out of this? They are too young to be thinking about anything sex. And I mean this for both straight and gays. I mean this across the board. Why are kids at Hooters? Why are kids at pride parades? Why are there child pageant shows? Why are we dolling up 2-year-olds in a full glam makeup and bikini? All of it's weird. When it comes to sexuality, leave these kids alone. This extends to even kids' shows.
Trans members of this family all love each other so proudly, and they all go marching in the big parade.
We live in a
All of
sick
this
world.
LGBTQ marketing towards children just needs to stop. What are you doing on Blue's Clues? Why is there dolphins with cut marks as if the dolphins transitioned? Why are there pansexual beavers? Like, what? I can't even believe I'm even talking about this. How is this real life? How is this a thing that exists? How is this a thing that we're watching that someone actually sat down and created? How and why? For children. Leave sex out of it. Full stop, period. Done.
Bruh. Well said, my guy. I don't understand why that's being forced upon our kids. Why does that have to be taught to them about gay, lesbian? What is the purpose of that, right? When you are a child, your mind is all over the place, right? You want to be a superhero. You think you could be anything you want to be, right? You can be a dinosaur. So to go into this and try to say, hey, even though you're a boy, you can be a girl, right? Kids are young. They're not thinking about the repercussions this is going to have on their life. If you tell a 4 or 5-year-old boy, hey, you can be a girl, they just might be like, oh, okay, sure, that seems fun, whatever. And then you put them on hormone blockers, which are irreversible, and now you're on a path that you can't come back from. This has got to stop. And I think a lot of parents are too quick to jump to conclusions now just based upon the rhetoric that comes out from the LGBT community, where, a lot of these people say, oh, well, I know since I was a kid that, I was really a girl, or I was really a boy, or whatever. I was really non-binary. You didn't even know what non-binary meant when you was 4 or 5 years old. Come on now. Like what are we doing here? We have to be really careful about labeling our kids at a young age because they're just discovering themselves. They're trying to find out who they are and who they really want to be. I've never told nobody this, but I distinctly remember when I was about, I don't know, 5 years old, one time I went and tried on my mom's shoes, right? And, I showed my mom. I thought it was like, hey, check me out. I got on your shoes, kind of thought it was like funny or whatever. I'm not really sure what I was thinking. But I probably did it just because I was curious. That's it. It wasn't because I wanted to be a girl or I was, or anything like that. I said, oh, I seen mom wear these shoes. Let me put on those shoes. And I put them on. And let me tell you, this wasn't no big thing like an empire where the boy puts on his mama's shoes and his daddy throws them in the trash can. No, it was nothing. It was nothing like that. It was really simple. My mom saw me and said, hey, look, honey, those are mommy shoes. Those are for girls. You can't wear those. And that was it. It was no big thing. She wasn't mad at me. No one was angry. There was no yelling. It was just, hey, it was just one simple statement. Those are mommy shoes. Those are for girls. You're a boy. And I said, oh, okay. Da-da-da-da. And when it was simple. She didn't make a big deal out of it. She didn't give me a whole bunch of attention just because I put on heels, or she didn't give me a whole bunch of attention because I say, hey, look, I want to wear makeup. Now, if you're a parent and you see your son wanting to wear makeup and then all of a sudden now you're intrigued and you're like, oh, well, let me pay this attention. Because he needs me. Look, he's going through changes. He needs me. But if a boy is just bouncing a basketball in his house, is stop making all that racket, right? Or if he's wrestling, and stop all that roughhousing, right? So we got to be really careful about labeling our kids too early because, it could just be a phase. It could just be curiosity. Kids are curious. They're going to want to try different things. But if we do this thing where a kid says, hey, I want to be a different gender, and now all of a sudden you're like, what? Oh my God, you're going through this? Let's go shopping. Let's do this. Let's do all these things. The kid is going to be excited because you can be like, oh, look at mommy and daddy paying attention to me now. So of course they're going to be like, let me stay on this path because, when I was just doing regular, boring, cisgender stuff, no one was paying me attention. And I think that's a big thing is a lot of people are making these, transitions and making these changes is because they're noticing that, oh, if I do this, now I'm special. Now I'm getting attention. We have to let these kids grow up and decide these things on their own. And the whole over-sexualization is really sickening, especially around kids. You're bringing your kids to these parades and there's people, with their butt cheeks out, half naked, tatas hanging out, gyrating. You got young boys out here gyrating. What are we even teaching our kids? And that's why I gotta say it's very important to have a moral compass that's actually grounded in something, because when your moral compass is based on societal views or what's politically correct, then your moral compass is just going to continue to shift and shift and shift until you're at this point where you think it's okay to have your 5-year-old around a bunch of half-naked men flapping their ding-dongs around. And I'm not sure if this young man is, religious or not, but it's times like this where I am grateful for my own religious beliefs because it keeps me grounded. I don't shift my values and morals do not change with the times because we are moving further and further to debauchery. And listen, if you're not a religious person, at least stand on logic and understand that if you're operating on the harm principle that, as long as they're not hurting anybody, it's okay. You have to understand the long-term effects that this is having on society and understand that, hey, well, if people are born trans or born in different, bodies, then why are we seeing such a high rise in transsexuals in America or in Western countries where it's promoted and it's taught? And we're also being more accepting of excessive sexual behaviors, which is resulting in high record-breaking numbers of STDs. You may not think that some of this is affecting you, but trust me, it is. Men and women are different. And if we don't shut down this foolishness, then we're just going to continue to have more and more issues going forward. And man, I don't even know how this is going to end or if it ever does end, but it's not going to be pretty. Now, I know this is a bit more of a controversial topic than I normally do, but you guys let me know what you thought of the video. What points did you agree with? What points did you disagree with? Put it in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you got anything out this video, hit that like button. This is Agree to Disagree. I'm out.